Alright, in this video, I'm going to explain to you about the connection system of steel framing system. Okay, so basically there are numerous types of connection system that are available, but for steel framing system, basically we are consider two types of connection, which are using bolted, which are using bolt and nut connection, or welded connection, welding lah, okay, or a combination of both. Okay, depends. And bolted connection also known as pin connection, and meanwhile welded connection also known as rigid connection. So in deciding which type of connection system is suitable to be applied, we are going to see on the what we call it as uh, the structural frame construction system. Okay, so we are looking at the type and design of the building itself. Okay, before we can determine which connection system that is suitable to be applied in our projects. So basically, in terms of structural frame construction system, it can be divided into two, okay, which are simple construction system, okay, or continuous frame construction system. Okay, so we have two, simple and also continuous. Okay, for simple frame construction system, we are looking at perhaps on a single story framing system. For example, like warehouse, factory, kilang-kilang tu, okay, tempat you main futsal dan sebagainya. Alright, it's more on single story. Okay, it's more simple to be constructed. Okay, that's what we call it as a simple frame construction system. Meanwhile, for continuous frame construction system, we are looking for multi-story building, okay, high-rise, or even for skyscrapers building, etc. Okay, so it's a continuous frame construction system. Okay, for simple frame construction system, basically we are using pin connection. Okay, pin connection are employed. So the overall stability of the frame is provided by other lateral stability systems such as shear walls or bracings. So means that when you involving in a simple frame construction system, when you apply pin connection, you need extra components which known as bracing, okay, or shear walls. Okay, for example, like warehouse, okay, tempat you main futsal. Kalau you notice, you perasan, okay, dekat warehouse yang tempat you main futsal dan sebagainya tu, dia ada bracing kan, ada bentuk pangkah gitu. Okay, so in this type of framing system, we need that component, okay, bracing, to give extra stability, extra strength to our framing system. Okay, so basically for connection of the bracing tu, basically kita akan pakai rigid. Okay, so again, dekat steel framing ni, it's not necessary to use one connection only. Okay, we can combine. Okay, we combine both. Alright, so in this case we combine lah, but main connection dia adalah using pin connection. Okay, for the steel column and beam punya connection, but untuk bracing they need rigid, which is welded. Okay, meanwhile for continuous frame construction system, we are going to apply rigid connection, and the stability can be achieved through the bending resistance of beam and so column. So basically for continuous frame construction system, the sizes of the beam and also column is much bigger. Okay, it's already quite strong enough to support the loads. So in this case, perhaps you don't need any support components like bracings also, or shear walls. Okay, and however, in continuous frame construction system, even though you are using rigid connection, but still sometimes you need to apply also pin connection. Okay, especially when you involve in high-rise project, dah sampai level maybe level 10 or 20 floor, takkan you nak terus welded. Okay, takkan nak terus welding. Maybe you need to apply pin connection, pakai bolt and nut dulu, dapatkan extra stability, baru you apply rigid connection. Okay, so The good thing about rigid connection too, as I mentioned, they do need support components like bracings or shear walls, because the sizes of the beam also is already big enough, strong enough to support the moments, to support the load, so they can transmit or transfer the load simultaneously, tak ada masalah. Okay, so from beam to column straight away to our base of footings lah. Okay, so that's how we connect the components of steel lah. Okay, is either using bolted or welded, or other names is pin or also rigid. And of course, it's not necessary to apply only one connection. Okay, we can combine both. Okay, bolted and welded connection in our framing system. Okay, is either simple or continuous frame construction system.